fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Junto. And well, it has been a little bit of time since the last part. A few weeks have passed. Deku, he has murdered the king of the human nation. And he's selected a place to represent their new capital, dropping Dominic off there the day he blew up their former nation's capital and instructing him on everything that's going to happen. His uncle, as he does understand, is going to try and get into his head. Then, they're going to at least try and plan an assassination attempt on not only Deku, but possibly other leaders of the demi-human nations. Now, Dominic, he was told to keep Deku informed about all of this. And Deku, yeah, he threw in a little bit of, let's just say, specialized magic in those circles that he did draw for Dominic on paper. Now, Dominic, he was made aware of what one of these circles can do, and he is quite fascinated by the idea. Now, everything has unfolded just as Deku has planned. As we do actually have Deku, let's just cut back a little bit, with Atoria. Now, Deku, after taking Atoria outside the castle, and at least showing her around the new, kingdom, that she'll be staying in for a while, she was quite happy. Until you did actually have where the day did draw out later and later. Deku knew for a fact that she didn't want to go back to the stone walls of the capital. The large, giant castle that just would remind her of her own prison. And we actually just have where Deku, he noticed that. Whenever Atoria did mention that they do need to head back soon, Deku told her no. And she was quite alarmed, as Deku would have bought her a room at an inn. As she would have ran up to the room, opened the door, and run in, looking to see the comfy little place she can now call home. Ask him if it's really okay for her to stay here tonight. Not just tonight. You can stay here for as long as you want. Part of recovery is getting away from things that remind you of your, pain. And that castle's not really doing you any good. Really? Thanks. I didn't know you cared. To be honest, I've gone a bit soft. And, I can sympathize. Every single day. It's strange being a place larger than this. I still sometimes feel uncomfortable. And, to be honest, anytime I see cell doors, no matter what side I'm on, I want to puke. No matter how many times I see a blade, no matter how many times I see so many things I've seen before, I still somewhat feel disgusted and uncomfortable. But I manage. What did you have to do when you were a slave? Sorry if that's a bit personal, but no, it isn't. I understand that you're curious. Now, Deku told her 1 second, before he does go to stand up and go to walk outside. Now, the moment he does do this, he does do one thing. Walking downstairs, and asking the man at the front for at least 2 to 3 pitchers of ale. And the man, he did just stare at Junto. Now, Junto would have just done one simple thing, tossing down a silver coin and telling the man to make it quick. Alright. Don't I know you from somewhere? No, you don't. Anyways, give me those ales quickly. Now, the man would have done so, giving Deku 3 glasses, as he does then go to grab all of them. Now, after that would happen, Deku would go back to walking upstairs. Okay. Well, this is probably the best idea for right now. Now, Deku would have made a copy, and he would have looked directly at the copy before going to grab the ales from his hands, and telling him that he does need to head back and inform everyone about what's going on. Alright, but don't you think I should be the one to take care of her? We're both the same person, you idiot. Besides, pretty sure she sees double Junto, she might go crazy. She only expected one of us. Alright, I get it. Him walking to the end of the hallway, opening the window and quickly going to jump out. Now, Deku would have walked back inside, setting down 2 cups and then handing her one, as he does go to chug one quickly and then slam it down, turning to her and beginning an explanation. Her horrified at some of the things she does here. Starvation, torture, endless training, relentless training. His bones cracking every day, being put back together and healed, and then feeling that pain or a shocking pain every single time he tries to at least rest 1 second. It sounds bad. And then Deku does get into the grittier details. The first time he ever killed somebody, it was a kid. He couldn't have been older than, well, him at the time. At the time, he was 14. Now he's almost 17. It's very strange. Do you know his name? No. I remember his face. And well, I can't forget it. Along with him and the others. Others? Yeah. I wasn't the only slave. In fact, well, there's a few things I've never really told anyone. However, I think you should hear them. Belle, she doesn't know very much of it either, even though she and I were technically slaves in the same manner. Belle? The cat girl or feline person? Yeah, her. She was enslaved for a far longer time than I was. She had it better, though. And I at least do think that she was beat. But the day I arrived, the man may have loosened up on her, give her a bit more freedom. She never liked the touch of another person. However, she's getting over it now. Really? I believe so. Now, Deku would have explained it more. There was at least, let's just say, 30 different types of people at the place he was staying at. Some were brought in quickly. Others, they were brought in and given choices. Some of them died too quickly, because they at least showed prowess in different things other than physicality. While Deku, he showed massive amounts of improvement on physicality, and a lack for or no magic. Now, he would continue to explain it to her. Eventually, he picked up a sword and he fought. He killed. He had one chance at freedom at one point. However, he learned that stopping to take a break is never an option anymore. You have to see things through to the end. If you have an arrow in your leg, a knife in your hand, and, well, your body and mind are both telling you to give up, you can't. The thing called spirit will persevere over everything else if you want something hard enough. Really? Yes. But back to some of the things I'm telling you about. There was a boy. Him and I, well, I believe we would have been friends in another life. I don't really remember his name, but it started with a D. And he he and I were somewhat friends. We didn't talk because we weren't allowed to. We always trained. We always fought together once. And then there was a day that I learned why we were allowed to get so close. The master of our house, Master Oswald, he made me and D fight against each other. And, well, we didn't use blades. You used swords? No. We used our bare hands. Of the many people I've had to kill, of the millions I've killed, D was one I'll always remember. He wasn't my first friend, but he was among them. I, well, don't remember much. The pain in my face, my nose gushing blood, my knuckles feeling warm and hot and, well, numb, and then just D laying there. By the time I was done, I couldn't recognize him. My knuckles hurt, I broke a couple fingers. It was all pretty bad. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, but anyways, it's just, I know you don't want to hear this, but you had it good as a slave. I understand, but still I know, it was wrong. I'm not saying that your time there means nothing to me. It was a lot for you to take in. However, I'm just letting you know. The reason why I'm telling you about this all is to help you at least try and convince your brother. My brother? Yeah. Only you and I can relate to what we went through. However, your brother has no idea about it. He knows it's bad now, but he doesn't understand what it was like. You do. I'm gonna need you to help. I'm gonna need your help convincing your brother. And if everything does go right, hopefully I won't have to use that. That? Yeah. My idea really is, well, quite simple. Now, Deku would explain it to Atoria, and she just found it would be quite, well, messed up. Now, with that, we do actually have, back in the present day, where Deku and everyone, they're all currently dressed. And they are all ready for tonight. The signing event that's happening in the Nation of the Fox. Now, this took time. However, they were able to get it all put together. And you actually have, if I do remember her name correctly, Sylvia, who she is the one who's hosting the event at her house, or her large manor. Now, this residence is what remains of her family's fortune. And you actually even do have one of her surviving parents. Now, they welcome the guest with open arms. However, you actually do have the humans who do give some disdain out towards the demi-humans. And we do actually even have where Deku, he is standing there. And everyone, they are staring at him. That's the man, if they do at least know about him correctly. The one they've heard about. Now, they call him the Slayer of their hero, or even Dragon Slayer, if you will. The markings on his face, they're sign of it, along that they're more defined than people do recognize. Some wondering if he did kill another dragon, and others wondering if that's really even possible. Now, Deku, he's wearing a long black outfit. Or if I do even have to really say it, I would say Diablo's outfit from Reincarnated as a slime, but I don't think anyone would understand that. He's wearing one similar to that. Now, people do stare at him, and Deku does just give off a light smirk, and many they do feel pissed off. However, others, they know they cannot compete against this man. And there was even whenever Atoria's uncle, he did walk up to meet Junto. Oh, yes, hello, you must be the one who killed my brother. Oh, um, you're gonna have to be a lot more specific. Oh, um, the king? Oh, him. Yes, I did. Hmm, I see. Well, did he... No. Your brother was kind of stubborn, if I'm going to be honest with you. I gave him, well, the day prior to at least determine a surrender, and he did not. Instead, he kind of rallied troops and used what he called forbidden magics to try and kill me. What? Yeah. I kind of ended up blowing up that place. I then killed your brother. Hmm? Oh, I see. Well then, that's pretty bad. Yes, however, if I do believe you to be correctly informed, that was because he also imprisoned your niece. And he would not meet my demands, that were quite simple. Yes, he was always a stubborn fool. Now, Deku would look at Dominic, and go to reach out his hand to shake it. Dominic looking down at Deku's hand, before he just going to bring up his hand and slap it away. And Deku he does look at Dominic, perfectly as planned. Showed actual disdain and disgust to him. Perfect. Now, Dominic, he would look at Deku, as he doesn't going to turn and walk away. And you do actually even have his uncle, who did watch that. Deku looking at the man. Now, the man quickly going to walk over and try and talk to Dominic, talking about how that was very rude. Now, the man would have pulled Dominic aside, and Deku would hear their conversation through the wall, as he is actually sipping on something from a cup. Now, with that being said, Deku, yeah, he is ready. Tonight's going to be all part of his plan, and everything's going to go quite smoothly if he does understand it. So far, so good. Todoroki hasn't popped up either. He let the guy live. However, that guy, he's pretty sure is trying to interfere with his, well, intentions. Alright. He can do whatever he wants. However, if he does get back in my way, I may have to kill him. That's no fun, though. Him and I come from the same place. I can actually speak with him. Now, Deku does just think that. As you do actually have where he does gonna walk over towards the exit, or at least a balcony that is there. Him walking out as he does see Sylvia. The party's inside, you know that, right? Yes, I'm quite aware. Yet you're standing out here. Yes. Deku going to walk over, as he does look out towards the remaining parts of her home. His men are currently helping to rebuild, and the place, it did at least sustain elemental damage, let's just say. The list goes on, and she's just staring out at it. This place was relatively damaged whenever we found it. However, not too shabby if I do say so. Yes, well, this place does overlook the kingdom. Your kingdom. Hmm? Yes, I understand that. However, I do feel like I abandoned it. Hmm? No, you didn't. If anyone's here to blame, then it's me. Hmm? If I didn't transform into a demon lord, or a demon, I would have been able to help. In fact, it's one of the many things I overlooked. I forgot that my people, the Onis, they go for the strong. They respect them, and they don't listen to anyone else. If I didn't give a direct order to them beforehand, then you can blame that on me. That's not true, though. Many Onis, they don't even really listen to the king sometimes either, depending on the moral in their own compass. Huh. I see. Is that your attempt to try and make me feel better? Yes, it would appear so. However, what about you? You ended a war that's been going on for almost 9 years in less than a few months. Or should I say days? I wouldn't count myself lucky just yet. Yes. I still have to negotiate peace with many other species. Along with that, there is at least one idea I have been thinking of. Really, what would that be? Well, it's a way to show a peace between our own species. However, I don't believe that many nations would like it. And what would this idea be? Well, there's the fact that towards the edge of your nation, Dominic's nation, now, and, well, the fairy princess's nation, there is at least an area of land that is unclaimed. Really now? Yes. However, this area of land, it also does serve a purpose now. The area that was once the battlefield, and the area that is the crater, or the capital. I have a few ideas. It involves taking land from all three nations along with this piece of land I'm talking about that doesn't belong to any. And exactly what would this idea be? Well, you can call it a bit of an independent area. Refugees from both sides, they could go live there. Think about it. People who have had their homes destroyed, people who have been taken captive, people who ran away. This is a place for all of them. Sure, getting law and order would take time. However, I do believe that a successful mix of at least demi-humans and humans in this new nation or a large city would be possible. You really believe that? Yes, I do. If I'm there to at least somewhat manage it, my idea is that with time, we can set something up. Leaders from all three nations can be there. People who can serve as ambassadors. They can help everything. And in fact, given time, I do believe that Dominic will see the perfect world I do seek. Perfect world? Yes. Along with that, well, it would have a place for everyone there. It gives a lot of people a place to stay, free of all sides. And, well, people wouldn't be persecuted there. Along with that, if at least I'm in charge, I can restrict heavier things. Enforce more laws that do at least help my ideals. You sound like a... Please don't explain what I am. Hey, I was just going to say, You sound like you have this all thought through. Not really. I can use my copy ability or my duplication ability to at least a maximum of 50 different people. What? Yes, it's very strange. At that limit, I start to get fatigued. My mana does deplete relatively faster, and it would be gone for at least about. It would take about at least 5 weeks for me to deplete my entire reserve of mana. However, at the same time, I'll also suffer some symptoms. Symptoms? Yes. I believe that I do have to master this ability more. But it would be quite simple. I could pop out a few hundred clones a day. Or, if I do need to, just 25. As long as I do regenerate the mana and they do sustain themselves on food to maintain their forms, and they don't take too much physical damage, they'll be fine. What do you mean? Well, these clones will be lower leveled. They won't be as strong as me, or nearly at all. However, compared to regulars, they would pack quite a punch. Wait, so you're saying that you want to... Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This idea is all perfect. But that's the problem. Now, Deku and her do continue talking, and she does just stare at him as he does mutter. Now, you do actually have Laura who does come walking outside, asking if he's ever going to stop doing that. Oh. I don't believe that that would be possible. I'm at least trying to come up with an idea that can show peace. Maybe. However, her walking over and then going to stand up on her toes to kiss Junto. Deku going to bring his hands up as he does wrap them around her back. Now, you do actually have, well, Sylvia, who is quite surprised, seeing that. Before one of her ears do perk up, and she has got to look over by the door. Her going to see something that does surprise her. There are two people who are staring at what's happening right now. You have Aqua and Faye. Now, you actually do have Sylvia who also does sense a little bit of magic. And it's quite surprising at where this magic does lead back to. As you do have Claire, who she's at least sitting down inside. And she's holding her glass a little too tightly. Now, this is quite strange. However, it does seem to be at least reasonable with the way this man does act. And, well, she can't really help but understand why they're like that. They all want to be better around this man. His ideals, they're merciless and at the same time selfless. It's quite interesting and fascinating. Along with that, there's the fact that without this man, she wouldn't have been able to find her mother. Now, Deku would go to walk back inside, as the party does continue. However, we actually do have over with the other Junto, or the duplicate, or not duplicate, a duplicate Junto made for Claire. Not Claire, Atoria. Now, this Junto is staying with her, and he's talking to her some more and more, as they're currently at least eating dinner in that tavern. And Atoria, she's at least having more and more fun. She's letting loose, and she's drinking that oxygen like it's booze. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part.